at it, what actually is the tax that may be expected from these small businesses? Some may be as low as 1,500 or 2,000 naira a month. That is expected. So, okay, you are not a structured organization. This is what you do. This is the assessment of what you are expected to earn or make. Because basically it's based on assessment of what the agency, and then probably negotiations, discussions, and appraisals are done. And then they are expected to pay those taxes. But we find a lot of them do not do that. Go around town, go and look at the small shops, the corner shops, the stores, and all the rest of it. The fact that you are running a business requires you to pay a minimum amount as tax. The question is how many of these people are actually doing that. A lot of workers today are even making more money from their side hustle than what they are making in their salary. Now, where the challenge is for me is if the government has the adequate infrastructure and the adequate tools to be able to analyze the information being provided by banks or other financial institutions to them to be able to determine whether somebody is taxable or not. And that is where the fear will come in, of the fairness of the tax agents or the tax authorities to be able to determine that this amount of money is actually not taxable. And we are hoping that this will not open another avenue of corruption where people will be harassed and will be made to come and settle behind the scenes. And what happens at the end of the day is that you are making certain people richer and the government is not achieving what they are supposed to achieve.
Well said. Let's, at this point, go to the phone lines and take a few questions from the listener. I'm pretty sure they have a lot they want to ask, so we'll give them that opportunity now. 0817-923-0002. You can also call 0817-923-0003. How well do you understand the reforms that we have with our tax laws that will be implemented from next year? What are the concerns? My guest has been trying to educate us and ease our minds on what the provisions are, especially the personal income tax aspect of it that has got a lot of people talking, and even for the corporate tax and other taxation on businesses. And the fear of, well, if these companies are paying these taxes, it might mean that the consumers will now be charged to pay more to purchase those services or goods because the businesses might need to get their monies back. All of those have been part of the conversation. In case you haven't been following, you can go on Facebook at Nigeria Info 92.3 PH. We are live. You can go listen to the whole conversation again from the start. 0817-923-0002, 0817-923-0003, or you call us on 0817-923-0007. The WhatsApp number is 0809-030-6416. This person says, please, is it true that from next year, any money you owe bank or loan apps will be automatically deducted from any money that enters your account? Can you please tell us, is that correct? Because, for instance, there are people who have taken loans from government loans and so on and so forth and are yet to pay, or they've collected from other apps from some of the fintechs. Is it true that this person is asking that automatically those monies will be deducted from your account if you refuse to pay from next year?
So there's something that is being implemented now that will enable banks to recover outstanding loans from debtors in their accounts in other banks. I'm not sure at what level they have gotten to in that implementation, but yes, it is true. It is very, very real. And I do not see why that should be a problem, because in the first place, if you've taken a loan,
you should
pay. It's expected that you are supposed to pay back. So
Facts.
if you do not pay back, you become a debtor. And you become a debtor, remember that it is other people's money that has been given to you as a loan. And the owners of the funds will require their money. So yes, if you have money in other banks, once the process is fully implemented, it will be recovered through other banks. And remember, It's very easy. You have a BVN and you be traced through your BVN.
Okay. Magnus is in Mile 3. Magnus, good morning. Please go ahead with your question.
Yes. I agree with your guest in the online guest. Very quickly, I want to appreciate all that he has said. He has spoken extensively. But the area I want to also concentrate on or look at is the area of multiple taxation, where businesses are being taxed and squeezed. And at the end of the day, you will see that you go home with nothing. Everything has returned back to either the government or some group of individuals. Multiple taxation. And then talking about the loan apps, we've seen a situation where the government or through the financial agencies are not able to handle these, loan apps, and some of them are doing things outside the law in regards to their customers. High exorbitant bills and inflation of figures to what they have taken for the loan apps. So I don't understand. I want you to expatiate on it. How moving forward they can be able to handle these loan apps and make sure we don't have multiple taxation.
Thank you. Let's hear from Muriel in Okrika as well. Muriel. Okay, we lost the call from Muriel. Mr. Soji, before you respond to that, please let me just add this question here. Very interesting. This person says, please, I want to know, as a housewife, my husband sends allowance monthly to my account. At the end of the year, it's way over $1 million. Is such an account taxable? Because I'm not doing any business. This money is for food and other family needs.
Okay, right. So I'll start with the multiple tax first. So one of the things that the new tax law is supposed to address is this multiple tax thing. I think I mentioned that earlier on.
Yes.
That everything is supposed to be consolidated into one bucket, and it is from that one bucket that we move on. So now the challenge is, are the multiple layers of government, are the multiple tax collectors ready to abide by the new tax law? Because sadly, if they do not, if at the end of the day they do not, and you still, as a business owner, are able to win, there will be disruptions that will have been created already in your business. They come, they steal, they do this, they take notices, embarrass you, and all those things. So the question is, while the government is doing everything to enforce and implement the tax regime, are they also putting things in place to ensure the enforcement of the removal of multiple layers of taxes? Because yes, I agree, the same taxes are being paid on the same thing in different locations, because local governments and the rest of them come up with all sorts of new ideas, so to speak, just to get revenue for themselves. But if this thing is well applied, I believe that will be something of the past.
Okay.
Now, on the issue of loan apps, I think the government has spoken extensively, consumer protection and all the rest, about what the loan apps are doing. And I quickly want to put in a caveat on that one. When we spoke about recovery of funds, I'm not sure loan apps will be included in that recovery process, because the business itself has already been deemed as questionable, especially when you look at the exorbitant rate far beyond what is prescribed by the CBN. But then yet again, people who are falling victims to these loan apps are aware of people who have been victims before. So why should we also put ourselves in positions to be hounded by these people? Because it's the moment you go into contract with them, you have already enslaved yourself to them.
So what about the question? What about the question from the outside? Sorry to interrupt you. I'm trying to manage the time. The lady who says, as a housewife, you're getting money monthly from your husband.
Yeah, so the housewife, she has, frankly, she has nothing to worry about. It's almost as good as saying, I give my child pocket money and somebody says the pocket money is going to be taxed. The source of that fund itself is already taxed. So it is an allowance. It is part of what I'm supposed to use as my running cost in my home. All I'm doing is that I'm passing it to another person to take on that responsibility on my behalf.
Unfortunately, time will not allow us. But go on.
And just a quick second. It also means that when we are transferring money to people, we must be explicit about the purpose of that transfer.
Description.
Let's just note that.
Okay.
Yes,
Priscilla is in Port Harcourt. Quickly, Priscilla. So unfortunately, we lost that call. In Elele, Emeka is on the line. Emeka, good morning. Emeka, I think. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Yes. Go on, please.
Yeah, how are you?
Fine, thank you.
Right. I want to appreciate what you guys are doing. My contribution will be in two parts. Please, we need more of this because even as I speak with you, there is no light. I'm inside my car to be listening to this program. That is what I do almost every morning. Having said that, the person in the studio, during your introduction, if I heard you very well, is the president of Asubifi, the Senior Staff Association of the Bankers. And
Asbifi, yes.
Am I correct?
Yes.
God bless you, my president.
Thank you, sir.
Please, we want more of this education to Nigerians because, like I said, there is no light anywhere, and it is because of my interest. And when I heard that it was my president that was speaking, I decided to stay back inside my car, all right, running my field in order to at least. But I equally want to thank God for this particular call that has gone through. There's something I want to just ask, maybe a little bit outside this. I want to say, my son, let me be very specific. He had 400,000 naira in Union Bank and left this country since 2013. I've done everything possible for us to get that money out of Union Bank, but it has not been possible. So, but it is not part of exactly what is the discussion on ground here. But like I said, I appreciate what the education you have given and for this particular station for what they are doing every day. So how or what do I do to get that
money out? Okay.
Can we get your telephone number direct so that I can reach out to you? Thank you.
All right, no problem. Thank you very much. Let's talk to Priscilla quickly, and then my guest will conclude. Priscilla is in Port Harcourt. Good morning, Priscilla.
Good morning, Andrew. How are you?
Very fine, thank you. Go on, please.
Okay. I want to ask a question about the taxation. I am a woman that works for a school, and most of the money they pay into my account is not my money. It's money that they will send to me to buy something. So when they send such amount of money, sometimes it's over 1 million. How would they know that this one is not my own personal money to deduct from it? Because if they deduct from that money, I will be meant to pay the money.
Well put. Thank you, Priscilla. So, Mr. Soji, you see, it's something I was saying, and I think you've highlighted it. Does the government have the tools to be able to identify and process the data that will come? So let's allow you respond to both those questions as we attempt to wrap up.
Okay, so quickly on the issue of the person with funds in another bank. The only person who can get money out of a bank is the owner of the account himself. So wherever he is, service centers that contacted, and I believe that contacting them, they'll be able to guide the customer on how to get his funds out of the account. On the second speaker, I think it's the same thing that we have said. The government will have to come out to tell us how they intend to implement, because what we have is on paper. What we need to do as the practical steps towards achieving it and protecting people to ensure that they do not lose their money as well.
Okay. This person says, much concerns. What if money like donations or contributions passes through your account for a certain philanthropic purpose or goodwill to assist less privileges? Would the account be taxed? I mean, for NS, I think it's part of it that this would, you can include this into the response you just got. What happens to church funds that are dumped in the bank? Thanks. I think it also clearly states the reform talks about what will happen for NGOs, churches, religious organizations, and how those taxes would work. And they were going to have zero on VAT, amongst other things. So I think that also would be what my guest has said response to it. And then what happens to salary earners? What percentage are they going to? Which is a big part of it, because the percentage was not exact. They were talking about 0 to 20 to 25% for the personal income tax, if for those earning above 800,000. And that's don't you think that's huge?
Yes, I agree. But then we still need to see the granular details of everything. I want to believe that before the year runs out, all these things would have been made available and will become public documents for discussion and debate.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Soji, for your time. For those who do not know, he is the National President, Association of Senior Staff of Banks, Insurance, and Financial Institutions, ASBIFI, Mr. Olusoji Oluwole. Once again, thank you very much for making our time to be with us on the show today.
Thank you very much, Ifiemi.
All right. Have a great day. And that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for your time. My name is Ifiemi Andrew. We take a commercial. Jude is already in the building. That means Hello Port Harcourt comes up shortly after the news at 9. You don't want to miss it. Good morning.